What is going on today, YouTube family? We are behind the wheel of a 2025 Mazda 3 hatchback. This particular one is a premium and a 6-speed manual. So first time behind the wheel of the 6-speed manual version of this vehicle. So I've had lots of seat time with the 6-speed automatic. Definitely want to check this one out and see how this one fares with respect to driving dynamics and feel. This one, being a premium, does come with some really nice additional upgrades, like the Bose audio system. It does have memory driver seat as well, and a very clear head-up display. This particular one also does have Mazda's embedded GPS system, which is nice to have as well. You do get 3-stage heated seats for both the driver and front passenger. I have a wireless charger down there as well, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. So when you have your phone connected, that screen does become a touchscreen display, which is nice. You do, even though it's a manual like the Acura Integra, you do still get standard adaptive cruise control, which of course is going to work until you get to lower speeds where you have to depress the clutch. So that is the only thing. It doesn't have stop start like a automatic transmission would. You do have traditional analog gauges with a helper screen in the middle, which looks analog, but it is actually digital. So you can change it to just see your driver's assistance features or compass, or leave it like that. I typically leave it like that because I kind of like the analog look. Some people say it's dated, but I just think it looks more classic. I wouldn't call it necessarily dated. Kind of like how that looks. For a compact vehicle, the interior of this car is so well thought out and very well put together. Most vehicles in this class have hard touch materials at the very top of the dash. This does not. All soft touch injection molded plastic there. Real stitching that is putting two different pieces together, which is very nice. This is all soft touch too. You've got some metal look accent trim that goes across the dash as well, and everything just has a very satisfying click and feel to it. So definitely brings that impression of quality. You do have real aluminum speaker covers for the Bose audio system too. All 4 windows are one-touch automatic up down, which is also another nice feature that you don't find in this class. Even my Integra only had one-touch up down for the front 2 windows. So that's nice. You do get a single pane sunroof for the front occupants as well, and then all LED lighting on the interior of the vehicle. Before it starts getting too dark, let's go ahead and take a look on the exterior. Now this particular one, being the premium, does come with the side sills. You get the black wheels as well. You get the front lip spoiler and the dark headlights. So it looks very, very nice. Excellent looking vehicle in my opinion. The Mazda badge is glazed over because it doubles as a radar for your sensor for the adaptive cruise control. And this front lip spoiler kind of just blends in along the sides here. Looks really good. You do get turn signal indicators in the side mirrors as well. And in this platinum quartz metallic, I think it is a very nice looking cohesive design with the black accents. Of course, you do get dual outlet exhaust and this sort of diffuser style bumper. And that's all for aesthetics. That's not doing anything but adding to the look of the vehicle. You do get full LED tail lights as well. And then back here, you have your hatchback. This is, of course, removable. There is a spare tire too, so very practical vehicle. You can fold those seats down 60-40 split as well. And then you have the ability to lock the vehicle if you are walking away from it from behind. You do get your Mazda 3 badge. Now, it is not all-wheel drive. That is not an option with the manual transmission, sadly. I wish they did offer it with that, as well as the turbocharger, but that is not available. Back here, materials do carry through. And then you get these, the interior is called black, but underneath those perforations is a red material. So in person, you can tell, you maybe even be able to tell on camera, but it's like a black and red dual combination interior. So looks really good. I'll pop the hood for you guys real quick so you can see that. But at first glance, it is just a really nice looking interior. Pop the hood for you guys so you can see that too. And then underneath this hood, we have Mazda's 2.5 liter inline 4, and in this application, it is making 191 horsepower, and I think it's 183 pound-feet of torque. I will put that across the screen, as well as the curb weight of the vehicle. Yeah, very simple design engine, very easy to maintain, low cost of ownership. These come with a 3-year, 36,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty, and then a 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty. But like I said, this is just a very nice looking hatchback. All right, let's go ahead and get inside and take it for a quick spin. All right, let's set off. Now the shifter does, in comparison to my old Integra, have kind of long-ish throws, but it's still perfectly acceptable, and I think it'll still be a very enjoyable car to drive. For reverse, you push it down and then over and up, and that'll bring up your backup camera, which is covered by my tag. So let's go ahead and set off. Clutch engagement is great. I do like the fact that it has a gear indicator. My Integra did not have that, so not that you don't know what gear you're in, but in this day and age, it is kind of nice to just have that show up someplace digitally as well. Now again, this vehicle is naturally aspirated. There's no additional assistance. There's no supercharger, turbocharger, hybrid assistance. It's just you, the motor, and 6 forward gears. So this is a vehicle that enjoys being revved out, and almost sort of encourages you to do so, because there's not a whole lot of torque available at the lower RPMs, so you're going to want to ring it out just a little bit. And honestly, that's a part of the charm of a 4-cylinder naturally aspirated motor, in my opinion. This car would be so amazing with the turbocharged 2.5 liter from Mazda. It's really a shame that they don't offer it that way. I mean, they're missing out on a pretty big market. I mean, we would have something to compete with the Type R and, you know, the GR Corolla in some respect. Even though the Mazda wouldn't be all-wheel drive, they could always engineer it to be. You have an all-wheel drive system, beef it up and make it happen. I mean, this 2.5 liter is probably enough power for most, but just to have the option of, you know, over 256 horsepower would be great, because the turbocharged hatch on premium will make 256 and 320 pound-feet of torque. I mean, just crank the boost up a little bit and get it over 300 horsepower, and you got a freaking monster on your hands. All-wheel drive and a 6-speed manual, that would be phenomenal. But Mazda won't do it. The only way you can get the turbos with the automatic, which, you know, I guess is fine for those who want the automatic. It's a fine transmission. It drives very well with the turbo. It really is a good partner for it, but I just think with the extra control you have with the 6-speed manual, it would just be even more fun. But Mazda is not going that path. With the introduction of the new CX-50 hybrid, which is essentially the same powertrain out of a RAV4 hybrid, but with the driving dynamics of a Mazda, handling wise and things like that. I think Mazda is trying their best to do some things that are a little bit more earth-friendly, if you will. All of the CX-90s and 70s, no matter what trim you get, are a hybrid in some way, shape, or form. And then you have your plug-in hybrids as well that they offer. So I think they really are doing their best to kind of lean more towards the side of green. But man, this thing with all-wheel drive, a turbo, and a 6-speed, shorten these throws a little bit, and you got a little monster on your hand. Well, Mazda, we need another Speed 3. We need that. You guys took away the Mazda 6 sedan. We don't have that anymore. Definitely ain't gonna ever get a Speed 6 again. While this platform and chassis still exists, let's have it. Give us independent rear suspension, and, you know, let's just do it. Before everything goes electric, before everything goes plug-in hybrid, you know, that would be awesome. But I wouldn't hold your breath for it, folks. I really wouldn't. It'd be nice, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Once you learn this throttle and how incredibly electronic it really is, rev matching does become a little bit easier. There's no cable linkage with this throttle like most vehicles in today's time. It's all electronically controlled. So they try to make it a little extra sensitive because they know it's not mechanically linked to the throttle. But in doing that, sometimes you can over rev on accident. So that's just something to pay attention to. And of course, the car does not have any auto rev matching, which is fine. Forces you to do your own rev matching, which, you know, any true manual driver or somebody who's learning and wants to be really good at it, they're going to want to do that anyway, at least starting out. But just something to kind of get used to. The shifter, now that I'm actually moving with it and, you know, driving it, it's the throws are actually pretty good. Could they be shorter? Yes, but it actually works well for the way this whole car is set up and how it feels. So I am actually not mad at it. But the engine is fairly quiet. You know, the ride and handling is what you would expect it to be in a Mazda. Do I wish it had at least multi-link rear suspension? Yes. I would much prefer a fully independent suspension, but, you know, production costs, right? So let's say it did have fully independent rear suspension, then maybe this interior wouldn't be so nice. You know, somewhere, somehow, there's going to be some sort of compromise with respect to production costs. So would you rather that be on the interior, or would you rather it be on engine and you know, powertrain options, or would you rather it be on torsion beam suspension? I don't know. I would be willing to get rid of this very nice stitch for a fully independent rear suspension. I would, but that's me. It's very easy to find the next gear. This really is a great transmission. I just would really love to shift the gears of the turbo. You know, that would be cool. But all in all, this is a very well put together package. Like I said, the interior quality is second to none in its class, and I'm just happy that Mazda is still even offering a manual transmission. These things are becoming just commodities at this point. So it's really funny too. Manual transmissions used to be the cheapest option in a car, and now in the Integra, it's the most expensive option. Whether you go for the A-Spec Tech with the 6-speed, because that's the only way you can get it with the manual transmission, or if you go for this, which is the premium, either way you've got to pony up the extra money for the manual. So you're actually paying more money these days for the manual equivalent of cars, which is just not how it used to be. But you know, it is what it is. Like I said, you really got to encourage it to go, but that's a part of the charm. You know, that's a part of the fun of it. Slow car, fast kind of situation, you know what I mean? So I think for what it is and the setup and, you know, the horsepower rating is quick enough. Check out this G vectoring that it says it has. It's not mechanical. It is definitely through the brake system, so take that for what it is. I can definitely feel that it's tightening up that back right brake when I go around corners at a little bit of a higher speed. And it does work, but I think if you're really pushing this car to the limits, the front wheel drive nature and the understeer would start to rear its ugly head regardless. But overall, I recommend this car for sure. It's got the practicality, the looks, the space, the reliability is there. There's just not a whole lot to go wrong with it, and it's a very enjoyable car to drive. Do I prefer it over the Acura Integra that I used to have? Probably not. Probably not, especially because there's not a big difference in price. I think this has an MSRP of just over 36. My Integra had a MSRP of $37,395 back in 2022 when I bought it as a 2023 model. So, you know, when we talk about price-wise, maybe not. But does it have better features and a better put-together interior? Yeah, it does. It's very similar though. My Integra had a head-up display, it had driver's side memory, it had rain sensing wipers. My sound system blows this car's out of the water. That ELS 3D Studio system with 16 speakers in that class of car, second to none. Absolutely second to none. That thing was amazing. I still had blind spot monitoring. I still had adaptive cruise control. I had rear cross traffic alert. I had that car actually had front and rear parking sensors. I don't think this one has either one. As a matter of fact, it doesn't. I had fog lights. This car does not have fog lights. You know, so the Integra is definitely, and in my opinion, the Integra is a better looking car too. To each his own on, you know, appearances, but I like the way the Integra looked better. But this is still a fantastic looking, driving, feature packed car. The one thing, no matter what, you could not get embedded navigation on the Integra. And then even though they have very similar power figures, this is 191 horsepower, my Integra was 200, had 192 pound-feet of torque in the Integra. This is like 183. They're not far off on paper, but because my car was turbocharged, where this car feels a little laggy, that one felt quite a bit more responsive and potent. So all in all, and the shifter in the Integra, hands down 100% better. The throws were shorter, and the engagement of the clutch was better too. But this is still very good. This is still very, very good. But yes, the Integra was the superior car. And again, not for a whole lot difference in money. So now if this car were 5-6 grand cheaper, then obviously my vote would go for this. But because it's not, I definitely would go and get another Integra before I got this. But this is still phenomenal. Now if they threw a turbo in this thing and still kept it under 40 grand, oh, hands down all day long. Because now you're talking 50, at minimum 56 more horsepower than the Integra. Yeah, then they would definitely have to throw a real limited slip differential in it for me. But other than that, I think that this is a very well put together car. You guys let me know if you enjoyed the video. I'll meet you in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.